Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Rise from the Ashes. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's begin the trial of Lana Skye. Here we go. Yes, load the selected save data. Alright, trial former. Wonder what that means. Anyways, let's get started here. We're back at the good old lobby and nothing has changed, but man, I gotta say, these remastered graphics, wow, they're just amazing. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I guess here's something I never thought of. Just play it, like show, like me. I know y'all won't be able to see it, but I'm actually playing the game. I mean, with the game window like minimized and just seeing it via OBS Studio and with the control and with my PS3 controller on hand. At least it works. So hopefully I'll get the full 60 FPS and hopefully no lagging or you know. Anyways, let's get started. All right, here we go. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Shows what you know. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Sorry, but I cannot take your advice. Never, ever, ever. Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. Well, to be honest, she reminds me a lot like if Mia had a prosecutor's side. Like if this is her evil twin, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but I just see Lana Skye as the prosecutor version of Mia. In a way, their faces are kind of similar. Nah, forget it. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. Burn. He got you. Woohoo. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Man, did he told her. Take that. My first trial without a Faye helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. And yeah, no kidding. This is gonna be Phoenix's first trial without Mia. And without any help from her spirit medium powers. So Phoenix is gonna be all alone. And thankfully it's for this trial and the next that's coming up, but we'll get to it later. In Apollo Justice, that is. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. And yes, joining me in court will be Emma, so here we go. Let the trial of Lana Skye begin. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. But the prosecution has been Ready for a while, Your Honor. Oh, please, I can tell you, you just got there. I don't know, I'm just speculating. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's so much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well, quote, professional. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? Oh, come on, why do they have to use the theme for... Oh, never mind, they basically use the theme for basically anybody, but mostly that theme song was used for Lotta Hart. Trust me, they use this song constantly. Alright, you ordered caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. Neither have I, really. I've never... My guess that's something rich people would eat? I don't know. Or maybe it's available anywhere? How does that taste like anyways? The judge is really wolfing it down. Yeah, we don't ever see that. Why didn't this case get an anime adaptation? That's the real question there. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. I tasted tapioca. Not bad though. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name! Profession! Now! Me? My name's Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh my goodness, the volume is loud on my part. Let me lower it down real quick. There we go. Very well with this. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Trust me, she's gonna change her entire attitude later on, and then the whole southern style accent will go away big time. More on that later. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator over with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Excuse me. Oh. Hmm. Oh. Ah. Sorry. It was. Sorry about that. Uh-huh. I know who you. I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into two blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients and clients. A chain divider separates the two blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces. Yes. Oh, that was the judge. My bad. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Alright, so we get our next piece of evidence, the parking lot floor plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what a little hope that they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Alright, cross-examination time. Yeah, my only complaint is, you don't see the eyes of Edgeworth and Phoenix. That's my only complaint. They could have done this because I remember just last night I was playing the Great Ace Detective Chronicles, and whenever the witness testimony comes, they have the pictures of kind of like a stare down between Ryunosuke and who's the defense attorney, and Kazuma, who's for the prosecution. Like it's kind of like they're staring, like they're having a stare down. But we don't get this for the remaster at all, which is a shame, because it's like it goes with it, you know. It really goes with it. All right, here we go. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed a detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust a pointy tip of the knife into a Detective Goodman's chest. I knew he was gonna say that. He always says, at the end of almost every testimony from a witness. So he always says, all right, bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Oh, you're about to receive the shock of your life. Cross-examination time. Here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna press on the first part here. So let's see what Phoenix has to say. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? Really now? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Absolutely flawless. Y'all know what I mean. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. Alright, testimony number 2. I was on my way to deliver a lunch to my boyfriend. Let's press on that. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, of a security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on this second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. You don't say. I'm gonna go for the 4th statement here. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. I need some info on that. Let's press. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that. Oh wait, didn't I? I think I already did this part. I think we went back to the first one part, didn't we? Okay, yeah, alright, there we go. Hold on, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. This is the one I was looking for, so let's press on this one. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can, even if we don't have any proof. We can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. Lady, where have you been? Anyways. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cripe up plagiarism. Maybe relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with the camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Alright, so we get our next piece of evidence, the crime photo. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at this time? Let's see. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Wait a minute. Let's go back here. Was holding the knife in her right hand. What knife? I don't even see it. I think it's time to present it. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than you ever feeble. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's black. But it's a black and white photo. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be. Oh, it's the judge. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Let's raise an objection on that. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering a jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. But premeditated? How did you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves, made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Alright, so we get a new piece of testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves proved it. Oh, prove it. Sorry. My bad there. Alright, so... the rubber gloves proved it. Really now? Let me see something. The murder weapon, usually Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood. No prints. Let's present it. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? Yeah, there's a lot of things. I'm just not gonna bother. It's all automatic. Yeah, keep in mind that there will be automatic dialogue, and I can't stop it, no matter what. I mean, I can pass it. I mean, I can skim it, but I can't but I can't stop it. You know. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning, but what about the knife? Yeah, if this was a premeditated murder, how do you explain the knife? Yeah. The knife was in the trunk, so how was it premeditated? If this was a premeditated murder, she would have been prepared right from the get-go. One, she had the gloves on. 2, she would have had the knife on hand, ready to commit that murder. However, that knife, Edgeworth's knife, was still in the trunk. It never left. It was in that trunk. Or maybe I'm just doing a lot of guessing here. So why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Yeah. Oh, this knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order! 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 Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister is good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this she shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. But the prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with the knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need proof, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now, but you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Ooh, you are so gonna get it. Really now? Alright, here we go. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor has a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright. Here we go. But something caught my attention. Like, something really caught my attention here. It should be in the last statement. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful here. Alright, here we go. Here's the last statement. Yeah, because they think that like there are arrows that go left and right. So if there's not a single arrow on the right side, it means that this is the last statement. Though I wish the dots from the Great Ace Attorney games were there, because it makes things so much easier. Alright, so I'm gonna present the autopsy report. You say she stabbed him again and again? But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me again? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. Hmm? Wh what do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one ever could mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? Well, she lifted her knife. I thought I saw it at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim? That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. You don't say. But what about this? Let's see, where is it? I think I passed it, but here it is. Here it is, the crime photo. Miss Star, I missed that part. The witness is clearly not suited for a detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. Well, what was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. The scarf. No, not that, but something red, really? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended of a suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of our testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. All right, next testimony: apprehending the suspect. All right, here we go. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why that's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike I like a snake and bite I like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That was that wasn't a very good metaphor. Speaking of metaphor, I've seen a trailer for a game from Atlas called Metaphor. After looking at it, oh my goodness, that game looks good. I can't wait to get that game on PC when it comes out in October. Like it personally, it kind of reminds me of Persona medieval medieval style. Like, well, in terms of like how the gameplay looks like, it looks like Persona 5 and Persona 3 Reload, but in a medieval setting in a way. It looks pretty good. I like it. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with the details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Everyone is. Not just him. Never mind. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. That does explain that oil drum that was on the floor. Or down on the floor. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar. Shouldn't it be a... Oh, never mind. It's a sound effect. I forgot. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Alright, here we go. Let's see, after the murder suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. Okay, there it goes. I quickly caught her, explained her rights, and arrested her. Need more info on that. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. Well, duh, yes. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. Excuse me. The Lunchland car was... She has a... Oh, sorry. She was a visitor. Thus, she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about... Oh, that was the judge. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing. The Cough-Up Queen lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high too. So how did Miss Skye not get away? Yeah. Let's see. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Let's press on that. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, of a chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Alright, so the cell phone info has been updated. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Alright, let's see this revised statement. I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell phone instead. Let's see. Really now, I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead. Let's present the floor plans. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said the witness, you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. Sorry. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Let's see, what she saw, where she saw it, the order of events. Let's say where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All testimonies we've heard until now point in one direction. Alright. So, where could she have been? So, where could she have been if she... Man, I wish that they had that history section where I can revise all of the dialogue that I didn't read accidentally. All right, so where could she have witnessed? So let's see. Yeah, I apologize if there's any choppiness or lagging. I'm actually doing my best to get this fixed. I think there's still plenty of parts left because the finale will be on Friday. Because in total there are like 6 parts in total. So yeah, I counted. Alright, so I'm gonna say the security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed. The security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. A witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This of a photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star, this is Phoenix, sorry. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard room. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Hmm. Let's go with distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the crime scene. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw was not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have the photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. For those that don't know what a spork is, it's a plastic spoon/fork. Very useful for on the go meals. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Let's raise an objection. There you go. Five minutes between witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it all Denti, or Dente, I probably mispronounced it. Sorry. I've got lunch boxes that type pasta into knots, rookie. Mm. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye waddled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Oh, we're not done yet. Told ya. Come on. Nothing's ever finished. Nothing is over. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunch boxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Actually, she has more to say. Remember that, oh no, never mind, that's a different story. Never mind. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland model says, you won't be disappointed. What's she's going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Alright. Next testimony, it's the fourth one. Here we go. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. You don't say. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had the blood test performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in for forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the two rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence. At least, for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Honestly, I prefer the one on the DS. Whenever he goes into the space, like you don't see the eyelids, but just the white eyes, kind of like the Undertaker. The one that's shown on the DS, that version is much better than this, I'm afraid. So it loses points. Sorry. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Alright, so we get our next piece of evidence, the victim's shoe. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. So on the last statement, I'm gonna need some more info. Alright, here we go. Let's see, I'm gonna hit for the last statement. At the same time, I have to be very, very careful. Alright, here we go. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Yeah, let me get some more info on that little testimony. Or piece of testimony. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? That does not look like fish guts. It looks more like fish sticks when you look at it. Raw fish sticks when you look at it. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole soup vat. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Well, yeah, there is. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. Yeah, it is true. I'd give you a peppered fish guts now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. 3D image time. So let's head right here. Yeah, we're gonna have a look at this entire... Yeah, look at... like I said, I apologize if there's any lagging or choppiness because of this. I'm still doing my best to fix this. Thankfully, I still have, as of this one, I have 4 more videos to do. So yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna point to the heel of the shoe. I wonder if you noticed, there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Let's present that crime photo. Should be right here. Ah, here we go. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that at the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. And thus the music stops. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Oh, right. This is the first game. I keep forgetting because we don't hear him say "hold it" until the. I think it was either the last episode of the second game or the last episode of the third game. I forgot when they give him the hold it chant. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. Well, what are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tries to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, knocked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you are not the lowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? It means the blood might have been washed away. Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Uh-huh. You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That ties things up nicely. Quite nicely, that is. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid the evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for the deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this. A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had to go to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of my doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? No. You can't have peace anymore with your verdicts. Whatever it is, can it wait? Don't be like your little brother. So impatient. No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this last piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there is a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Let's see. Oh, what's this? The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also is a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Yeah, the word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 518. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. You're... Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, whoa! I have no idea what war means. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered, here we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Phew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry? Oof. Oh, wow. But we're not done yet. Oh, no, we are not done yet. So I'm going to take a little break. Grab myself another bottled water and be right back. So, cut. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Let's save the game. Why not? Let's fill up the entire slots. Let's see how many are there. Oh, like 10. It's just enough for 6 parts since it is the whole video. I mean, that is the whole. How many parts are there for this case? All right, here we go. On with the trial. Okay, we're back at the lobby now. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got a call she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's why they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come and take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in the enemy territory. That's hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen of the last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes, you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. Alright, so we're back at the court. Oh boy. Here we go. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. The furrowed brow, those grindy teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. you're doubled over and it can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Oh, sorry I'm late, Uji. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Uji? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy smizzy, Uji. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yeah, though I'm not gonna do that other voice I just did. It's kind of crazy. Yes, indeed. Uji seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? Sorry about our a little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Shall we? The little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking officer in the entire district. Name's Gat. The Damon Gat. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, worthy here, look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Skye really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed in that exhaust pipe. Our little worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. So yeah, this is Damon Gant, the chief of police. And boy is he a creepy one here. So don't let the music fool you. Yeah, he can be like staring, like he's staring you in the face, like with this evil look. It may look like he's smiling, but he's really looking at you with an evil look, in my opinion. So get used to him, like staring at you, and then like after a few seconds, he'll just start talking. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, Wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. Well, we'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch end. If I cut my finger, Mr. White, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Well, back to the 3D evidence. Alright, so let's find this little switch. Bam. What? Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Alright, so we get the updated piece of evidence, the switchblade knife. Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached, which says SL92, if I remember correctly. Let's take a look at that knife. Yes, I'm right. SL92. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the courtroom record again. Also, let's take a look at this blood stain here. Oh, it doesn't show anything yellow, I'm afraid. Anything else? Alright, cool. Let's see it. If we have the evidence... Aha! 6-7S. What if the thing was flipped over? Guess we're gonna have to check on that later. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Alright. Our first testimony from the police chief. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Uji. Uji? We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! 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 Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Alright, cross-examination time. Okay, since we already looked at the switchblade, and of course the Goodman's note, I think we have everything we need. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, first things, let's take a look at that note. Now, if you were playing this on the Nintendo DS, you would have to turn the DS upside down, and you would have seen 12-12, and then SL. I know it says 57-6-75, but when you turn it upside, if you flipped the DS upside down, it would read SL9 2. So yeah, normally you don't see that 2 in the note, but the 2-1, or I think it's supposed to be SL9 2, or I don't know, but it's supposed to give you the answer and figure out how it fits. So what I'm gonna do is present the note on the second statement here, and hopefully I'll get something. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, an honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Uji? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. Excuse me. Oof. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12 / 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But to turn it around, and what do you get? Dun dun dun! Ah, aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? Let's see. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. I think this is, I think this is new evidence of a knife. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Yeah, keep in mind that this case is gonna get is not only long, but it can be very, very tricky. Oh boy, very, very tricky. Okay, I'm gonna press on it. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think that there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. You know what? I'm just gonna press on everything to get some more info if anything comes up. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter. I understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Uji? Udgy. I think it's supposed to be Udgy, like for judgy. Udgy. I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. Good one. This gets sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Let's see. What should I ask him first? Let's see. Where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Oh, silence. The music is turned off. I didn't do it, by the way. Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it, huh? Let's see. Let's press on it. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the other testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Look, it is so weird. Like, creepy. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right there. Or right here, I think that's what he said. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Let's just press him on that. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Let's ask for the victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't get your hopes up. Oh, sorry, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584-2189. Now, where have we heard that number from? Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. 584-2189. Yes, this tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning, it has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say that the ID number of the detective was murdered at the police department. Tells you something. What does it tell you? This. The police ID card. And I hit my headset, sorry about that. Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with it, guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. Two places, two detectives murdered at one time. More on that when, as we progress through the story. Not everything is as it seems. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Gumshoe's ID number is 584-2189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right. Again! The number of the chief of police gave us was 584-2189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. Excuse me. But wait, a Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room, at that exact time. That's impossible. So what you're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? And in a complete different location? Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error. The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare you? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have you heard that name before? Wait! Aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on these premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me, he said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Skye incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. then yeah, you messed up, Edgeworth. Big time. No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on the list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, but with all those rumors, you were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error to this serious... Oh, sorry, I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Oh boy, what a case. And as I said, this is one of the longest cases ever. The longest case ever. Alright, so I'm gonna call it right here. Next time we go back to the investigation. And oh boy, this is gonna be a pain. A real pain. So, until then everyone, take care and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell to receive notifications for new videos. Take care, and God bless.